everybody, hope you're well, and it's James here over the Part-Time Entrepreneur, and today we're going to have a look at the ICO review for Krios. The four things that Krios are really trying to address in sort of the marketing world at this moment in time is the first one is that it's costly and time consuming, and people have to go through agencies which are incredibly costly. Now, you know, that's a factor that you could apply to many different industries where there is a middleman taking a bit of a cut of the profits, shall we say. The next one is that you know, these guys marketing, social media, we're working, you know, you can work with different people in different countries all the time. My business partner is in Canada, so you know, through social media and bits and pieces that you can communicate and all the rest of it. But also with Krios, there'll be one currency that you can use, so you're not having to worry about doing a deal with someone in a different country and then the currency, it starts to go up, so therefore it costs you more money in your currency. There's one currency that speaks for everything. Then there's sort of leveraging your marketing campaign, so getting the best bang for your buck. And, you know, and being able to coordinate, you know, with many different people with many different skills that will enable you to grow the team or skill set around what you're trying to achieve. The other one is finding work. So there's no real community piece out there or platform which brings everybody together, and this will. So in terms of where we are now, this will quickly create a platform where it will be the one-stop show to go, and it'll be something like Udemy. Udemy is the one-stop place to go if you want to start learning something online. And I think these guys, it looks like they're trying to be the marketing hub of creatives online via the blockchain. So some of the things that Krios will be trying to do is, from a business perspective, will be effectively trying to leverage sort of ad spend and digital marketing. So the fact that you don't have to go through a middleman and pay him 20-30%, you have 20-30% now to spend on your project, which is what you want to do. And ideally, when you do some work or you pay for work, you want that to go direct to the person that's doing it for you, and you don't really want the fat cats in the middle getting the money, and these guys bypass that. You also get sort of the access to freelancers. So there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they do a couple of weeks work, they go travel for a bit, they come back, and very much within that community, that sometimes happens quite a lot. However, what you get to do is that there'll be a platform where, you know, you can pick and choose as you need people. You might have a project where you only need someone for a week or 2 weeks, and you can sort of leverage that, and you might need somebody more long term, but you will have the flexibility to be able to pick your team as and when you need people. You've also got the SM users, which will be ensuring that they see advertisements which are completely relevant to them. So, you know, you'll put in your project details and they'll link you with the right people or suggested right people for your project. Now, it wouldn't be one of my presentations if we didn't have some marketing data. You know, I'm a bit of a geek, so I love all this stuff. So the first thing that most businesses struggle with is generating traffic and leads. And for my own business, you know, that is a tough challenge because, you know, you do all the different things, you do the videos, you do the bits and pieces, you try and drive people to your channel and all the rest of it, and it's incredibly hard. And it's the number one thing, you know, if you've got a product and it's brand new and it's exciting and it's amazing, how do you get people to know about it? And that's the first thing, generating those traffic and leads. And really, the thing is this: if you want something done to a professional standard, you need to go get a professional to do it, because generally they'll have the knowledge and the skills to be able to leverage that and do it. There's loads of other things in there, so securing enough budget. Well, if you're not paying the fat cat in the middle, there's more budget to go around. Identifying the right technology. So I've got someone that runs my website for me, and, you know, they're coming out with stuff I've never ever heard of. Yeah, it's very, very impactful. So having them on board is absolutely brilliant in terms of driving that forward. And a lot of people, you know, in some of the platforms, so for Facebook, 74% of people say they use Facebook now for their businesses. And I know from being in network marketing that you know, Facebook was a critical tool in terms of driving that forward. And I suppose the other key things is that, you know, it's evolved, because I remember back in the day it was for like hooking up with old friends, checking out holiday pics, you know what I mean, and, you know, it was that type of thing. But you can see the statistics here. You know, a third of the people in the world use social media on a regular basis. So this marketing online piece is just getting bigger and bigger. So the other key thing is understanding, you know, what are the channels of marketing that you should be using to drive your brand awareness and all the different things. Now, I don't really have a clue about these things when I first started, and I suppose like most people, you'll say, yeah, you just post on Facebook or whatever, but it's how you interact with people. If we look at the top 3 here, we've got YouTube, very much it's video based. Facebook videos, again, video based, it says in the name. But Instagram, again, people associate Instagram with just pictures, but they're getting more video led. And again, same with something like Twitter, but I know Twitter doesn't appear in this list, but that's something where interacting, people want to watch something and they interact with it a lot more. So it's really important about the content that you put out there, because there's a lot of tosh in the marketplace in terms of marketing, and you can see 91% of people say ads are more intrusive than they were 2 years ago, because you get a lot of people coming into the space. Even like network marketing is probably the best example I can give you, where people come into network marketing, they're told do this, this and this, and they do it and they don't really know how to market properly, and then it just becomes spam across the networks. And then it's only the very, very good people that understand the marketing principles, etc., that do incredibly well out of that. You can also see that 70% of people say they dislike mobile ads. This is where we're going to see stuff like BAT token really come into fruition. So obviously they've got the Brave browser, but you will be paid to view their content, and then obviously you can use the tokens, and then you can give them to your favorite bloggers and all the rest of it. So the whole marketing piece is going to completely change, and being able to source experts to be able to help you drive your business in the most effective way, because that's the biggest thing. Because the one thing that we don't have is time. We can't make it, we can't buy it. So if you can save more time doing things the right way, using the right professionals, and having access to them through the Krios site, then it makes everything a lot easier. How does this all work? So first of all, you have someone like Tara. She's got a little clothing company. She's really sort of just getting her feet started in the business. Now, she doesn't know how to market on Facebook. She's not a big influencer anywhere. She's just a very good designer of clothes. So she pulls this all together. She bought Krios at the ICO stage. She's got a nice little tidy amount. Then she goes onto the platform. She finds herself a real great Facebook manager, Instagram manager that will manage that for her, and she pays those guys in the Krios tokens. She then starts to look for a influencer, and obviously we've got The Rock, obviously he's Ledge, and he's going to push this for her. So again, pays him in Krios tokens. And then she's thinking, right, I've got all the bits and pieces, I'm going to drive the traffic, I've got someone that will get people to come to my site. Now I just need a decent website, and you can also get someone there that will build your website, and you pay him in Krios tokens. Now all of this will accumulate in a very, very strong marketing campaign that will generate sales, and then Tara will buy some more Krios coins and do another campaign, because it was so successful that she had a great return on her investment. It drove her business forward, and then she keeps repeating the cycle. Now she can use different Facebook and Instagram managers. She could use a different influencer. Likelihood you probably use the same person to do a website because you want continuity, but then she could bring other people into the mix, especially as her business grows, and you get that flexibility to pick and choose those people on the site. So what is the token? So it's a utility token based on the Ethereum network. So it's an ERC20 token, and it's used in the ecosystem for all the different transactions. So obviously for paying for services all the way through to paying for advertising. So the other key thing that I come across on the website was a vision, and I rarely see visions on websites and as bold and as ambitious as this one. So these guys have really got a clear vision of they want to be simple, they want to be effective, and they want to be the low-cost digital marketing. So more and more people will be able to take their little business that they've got and get the right professional help to market them, because we're not all marketing professionals, and sometimes we do need help to be able to drive our businesses forward and bring those professionals. They also want to be the world's leading social media marketing platform by 2021, and take 10% of the market. That is so big. It's great to see, and I love the ambition. But again, my big question is it too ambitious? Or, if they aim for 10 and they get 8, that would be a fantastic achievement on its own. So, can't knock them for having a really big vision. So as we can see here in the chart at the bottom, there's so much going on with social media. So, it's reaching over 3 billion by 2021. The audience is growing continually. We can see the money that is spent is looking to exceed $1 trillion. And I can see that happening very, very quickly, because traditional advertisement doesn't really work as much. I'll give you a great example. So, for instance, normal TV, you get your TV adverts. I don't really watch that much TV anymore. I watch the odd documentaries. I watch UFC. I watched Peaky Blinders recently, some documentaries. And then I've got Netflix. I know what you're thinking. I watch that from time to time. There's some great documentaries on Bitcoin on there. Check them out. I don't want to watch adverts anymore. I don't want to watch something that's not really relevant. And the only way to really get me is through my phone. So another statistic is that we pick up our phones 1,400 times in a week. So the amount of times that people will have the opportunity to advertise to you. And the thing is this, there's bad ways of marketing and there's good ways of marketing. If you get the professionals in, it'll be done the right way. If you get your mate Dave in, it might not be done the right way. So they have a little bit of a staggered plan here. So again, going for 1% in 2019, I think that's ambitious and really doable. I think they've got their 2020 vision, moving to 3%. Again, a very aggressive drive there. I think it's a jump, but I think it's completely doable. The big one for me is the jump from 2020 to 2021. So going for 10% market share. Now, there's a few factors that will need to play. So the thing is like probably mass adoption for cryptocurrency in a whole, not just Krios itself, which will drive some of that. But again, there's scalability issues potentially where, we've seen it's like Coinbase where the demand has been so huge that they haven't been able to scale. And these guys are going from 200 to 1,500 in the matter of a year. That's from I would say a small to medium-sized company going to what would be very sizable would be a massive task, because you will need to train these people and do so much stuff to be able to scale to that size, and also bring in the right skill sets as well. And sometimes acquiring talent to be able to do those things is, sometimes you have to wait a long time for these guys to leave one company, join your company, and all the rest of it. So again, I love the ambition. I always, if you're going to put a target down, don't put a target that you think you can hit. Put a target that you think is going to stretch you. And I think this is what these guys are doing. So again, question mark if they can do it. But I think from what I'm seeing so far, it looks positive. So how do these guys make money and how's it all going to work? So first of all, they charge 3% versus the 20 and 35% that's currently in the marketplace. So first of all, that's going to be a massive attraction because you're going to be able to spend more on your marketing budget because you're not paying these fat cat fees. Also, the coin will be sold for $5 on the site. So that's guaranteed. That's amazing. And if it's on exchanges, it gets on Binance, etc., it will be plus 10%. So, that's going to really drive demand for this coin. And the other thing is there is a little bit of a residual income factor to this coin as well. So every quarter, you're going to get 10% of the fees paid back. So not only are you going to hold a token and they're going to guarantee you $5 when it's on the site, but also you're going to get a guaranteed income back off the coin too.
Show me the money. Show me the money!
So let's talk about the return on investment. Now, I am not a financial professional in any format, and none of this is financial professional advice. All it is my own opinion. To obviously invest in many ICOs and looking at numbers and all the rest of it. This is just my view, but I wanted to give you a really clear example of potentially how this is all going to work. So first of all, I've just taken a standard package off their site, which is the $1,000 package. Now for that, you're going to get 12,000 Krios. With the guaranteed price on their site of $5, you know that that's going to drive the price up. So that will give you a return of $60,000, which isn't bad in my book. Now, they've got this ambitious vision of 2021 where they're going to take 3.6 billion in transactions. Now, if we take 10% of that, which is what they're going to give back, would give $360 million over a year. You take that $360 million and you divide it by, and I've done this as worst case scenario, the total supply. So that would give you 55 cents. You take 12,000, you times it by 55 cents, you get $6,600 per year residual income. Now, let's say that you're a smart cookie. You hold on to your 12,000 tokens and you get paid your Krios back. Instead of spending the Krios that you hold, you use the residual income amount to then fuel your campaign, or even you might use it to bump up your campaign on the back of your other Krios coins. So I really like this sort of element to it, and it's got that residual income piece, which I do love about cryptocurrency. So Indie Hash is the only real key competitor that I can see. I mean, there's others out there. You've got AdBank, you've got HoQ, and they're all doing these like quite specific things where, you know, an indie hash is taking it the next level. So they're like number 2, they're like Ethereum. And I can see that Krios is like the Cardano, where they've taken it the next step further. They've taken all the things that they can see wrong and they've put it into a full package. Now, as you can see, you know, Indie Hash had a great marketing campaign. They had a great flurry of interest in the marketplace, sold out really, really quick. But I just think that Krios has the advantage on these guys. And I think longer term that will come to fruition, obviously, when the platforms go live. So here we have the executive team. So as always, you know I like to do my research on these guys. So the first guy is Paul Holland. If you look at his profile, which we will, he is the superstar out of these guys. Bit of a marketing legend in terms of, you know, he's been at Shell, Aeon, and look at some of his background very much in his later stage of the career, you know, very much the digital side, which is obviously where they're driving this business. Then you've got Chris Quinlane, Jasmina, and Michael Reese. I've looked at Michael Reese, not much on LinkedIn, but there are some key bits on ICO Alert. So first thing is, let's go and look at ICO Alert. So here you can see Paul has got over 20 years experience, and this is the guy that really sticks out for me. Then we've got Chris Quinlane. So Chris is a business leader, strategic growth specialist. Throughout the last 8 years, Chris held numerous senior level positions and recently worked in consultancy and large organizations and government agencies. So I thought, hey, let's check this guy out. He looks a cool dude. And I went across to his profile, and it was managing director of Wheelchair Grand Prix. Now, you can look at that and go, okay, those two don't marry up. So I actually got on the phone with this guy. And I've got to say, all he hasn't done is just update his profile. Had a great conversation with him. He told me about all the charity work that he's been doing, all of the government pieces that he was doing. It's just that his profile isn't updated. So again, when people are looking, I know LinkedIn is a very key place where people go and check your profile. If they don't see much there, then we're like most human beings, we'll make assumptions that if it's not there, they've not done it. But I've spoke to Chris personally. You know, he very cool dude, love the ethics. So, you know, I want to make this very clear. They've donated some money to charity for us, for me doing this video. We're blown away by these guys in terms of their ethics. And as most people know on the channel, ethics is the #1 thing that I look at when I look at an ICO. And these guys have absolutely 100% ticked the box there. So let's talk about the ICO. So the ICO opened on the 8th of January. They've sold 8.8 million tokens so far. I believe this number is now closer to 20 million. And as you can see, there's lots of different packages for lots of different people. So if you want to go in at the very small level and you're new to crypto at $50, or you're bigger experienced investor, then you have the bigger packages that you can go for as well. And at the moment, there is different discounts. As the weeks progress, those discounts will drop. So obviously, if you want to get in on this one, the earlier the better. So let's have a quick look at the website. So here's the website. I think the background here, I don't know about the quality, but overall, this is pretty decent website. Again, if we have a look at some of the videos.
With a global audience of more than 2.5 billion people every day and advertising spend set to exceed $1 trillion.
That's some big money, $1 trillion. And this is why these types of businesses will move forward. You can see the vision, the problem solution, you know, a fairly decent site. I like this coin, just how it is. Again, you know, some key. So the ICO will finish on the 16th of February. That's a key point to pull out here. Decent looking website, lots of key things on there, the team, all the bits that you would expect from a website. So this is their white paper. It's 28 pages long. It's pretty decent detail if you read through it. It's not a hard read. Like I've just read one recently, which was 68 pages, and that was a tough read. This one's it's very simple, easy to understand. So again, with your research, make sure you read the white papers. It's the #1. Understand what you're investing in. And I think once you read this, you'll have a really good idea, as well as this video, to support what these guys are trying to do. Now I want to show you something really cool. So we're going to buy some coins. As our example that we used before, we're going to go to the $1,000. So we add that to cart. And now I'm going to proceed to checkout. So you're just adding your details. And then this is the coolest thing, you can pay by PayPal. So you don't have to be a cryptocurrency whiz to get into this one. You can use PayPal. You will need a MyEther wallet, and if you go across to the Crypto Rookies again, there will be a video there which will help you to get started in terms of setting up a MyEther wallet. Or if you're very experienced and you've got some Ethereum, etc. knocking about, then you can use the coin payments instead. But again, very, very cool idea, and it will just engage with so many more people that aren't currently into crypto, that have a limit on their Coinbase account or whatever it is, that they can get into this one really easily. So the other key thing is just having their details updated. I mean, I was incredibly lucky to be able to contact Chris and really find out about all the great charity work he's been doing, and you know how ethical these guys are. But if you're the normal person out there just searching on LinkedIn, you won't see it. So if those, having the details updated just gives everybody that full and right picture. They're very ambitious projects. Most companies are going after 3%. These guys are going after 10. My only concern would be, can they scale at that rate, and would we have the adoption in terms of cryptocurrency that would support that growth? The other thing is competition. Now, I think these guys have got the leading edge on Indahash, but the big thing will be there will be more coming, and how would they cope with that, and how do they overcome those challenges, which I'm sure is the same for pretty much every business in cryptocurrency. You're not going to have the leading market edge for a very long time. Someone will come and see you're doing a great job and copy you. And the other thing is just some of the information write up as well. Just making sure that those details are linked in and they're always correct. And that was the only real cons I could really see with this project. Now let's talk about the pros. So the first one is Paul Holland. This is the superstar of the team. And obviously talking to some of the other people in the team as well, that's given me a lot more confident about this project. And if you only have to look at Paul's history to see where this guy's coming from and where he could potentially take this business. And I always say, if you have a good captain steering the ship, you're going to end up in the right direction. These guys offer the full package for media and marketing, and the more and more that we see the trend of people wanting to do their own businesses, the demand for this type of service will only grow, and people want to do it in the right way. They don't want to quit their jobs, for instance, start a new business and do it the wrong way. They want to do it the right way, and these guys will provide that service. The other thing is, it is providing that real life solution. So we are seeing this massive trend in social media. It's growing, it's huge. We need to fulfill that because it's not going away. It's only going to get bigger and better. We may see other platforms arrive, especially through the blockchain. There'll be loads more. There might be the new Facebook on blockchain and all the rest of it. So real life solution is really critical. And the big thing for me is I would use this. So having my own business, wanting to drive it forward, do really great marketing, because I'm okay at marketing. I'm not a master in any format. I can utilize key people. I've got a great guy in terms of Max who's helping out with lots of different things at the moment, but I know that we'll get to a point where the business will get bigger and I will need help with different things and people to manage stuff, because Max steam will be coming out of his ears because he's doing so much, and I know he's felt like that recently, bless him. So I would actually use this product. So I've given this a 7.5 out of 10. I think they've got a strong project, strong vision. I think they're going to be the market leader in terms of what they're offering, and it really is a product that I would use. So this is why it gets such a great score. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at jamesbull_UK, also my Instagram. We've got the free Facebook community group, so PT Cryptocurrency Community Group. Come across, sign up to Crypto Rookies, and we're also doing a massive giveaway there as well. So we'll be giving away a whole bunch of tokens, so come and join in and come and join us over at our community. If you like the content, then please like and share, and I'll see you on the next video.